All right, so Detroit Lions are uh trading for Jets receiver Denzel Mims. Now apparently he was about to get cut. And if they didn't find a trade, I read this earlier. So it was expected that he was going to get released. So I'm not sure what happened with Denzel Mims. He was a second round pick out of Baylor. Um, I know they didn't have a lot of consistent quarterback play over there. He's 6'3", ran a 4.38. Um, Not sure why it ain't work. I don't know if it was Zach Wilson. It was the inconsistent quarterback play. Not sure if he funk swayed with Mike White neither. But he's a deep ball threat, and I said the Lions need to add a receiver. And Brad Holmes, waited to the last minute to do so. But somebody young, um, 6'3", deep ball threat. Um, out of Baylor. That's been a good program the last few years, despite what happened, what was like in the early 90s or 2000s. So I'm not sure what happened, what happened. I know they didn't have great quarterback play, but I know they had to do something to supplement another receiver until Jameson. I mean, even without Jameson Williams, excuse me, they needed another receiver that can get down the field because really what you was banking on was Sam Brown doing everything, which he could do that too, and Josh Reynolds being your stretch guy. Khalif Raymond really ain't done nothing down the field. Most of the stuff that I seen him do is underneath, you know. And I don't know a lot about Denzel Mims, and I'm looking at the highlights and a little bit of highlights he do got in the league, but I mean, he put you in the mindset of DJ Shark as far as the body type and a lot of this stuff has been underneath, but it's hard to judge, man, especially with a lot of those New York Jets receivers. They just ain't had the quarterback. Now, Garrett Wilson had a great season over there. Some of it was with Mike White, some of it was with Zach Wilson. He seemed to have a great connection with both because we seen him up close and personal with Zach Wilson. We played them. But what I'm seeing from him, and New York ain't for everybody. What I'm kind of seeing in his highlights is that, he doing a lot of stuff underneath, but is that just because of the quarterbacks and he's breaking tackles and stuff? So I like the get. I like the risk. Seemed like a guy that got a ton of talent, some good size on him and just need an opportunity. They needed this guy. And that's why I didn't understand why they got rid of DJ Shark. And I understand he had to have another surgery. But hey, for that price point that he signed to Carolina, maybe he was trying to extra charge the Detroit Lions. Maybe that's what it was. And they didn't want to pay that price. But, but he got to get to work. His career on the line in Detroit. He got to get to work. But obviously there's some talent there. So I think this was smart. The rookies reported to training camp today. It said Detroit Lions added a receiver before training camp, according to NFL reporter Josina Anderson. Shout out to her, that's my girl. The Lions and Jets exploratory trade talk regarding New York Jets. Obviously, Denzel Mims in the trade is all but official. Mims is reportedly open to the possibility of joining the Lions. There's some energy to it. He said all Lions discussed the pro area. We already seen that. So update, I told the Jets and the Lions are having exploratory talks about Denzel Mills as well per source. There's some energy on my understanding is Mims is open to the possibility. We'll see how it goes to cross the finish line, but they basically reporting that it's done. They're basically reporting that this is done. You know, they're basically saying it's done, and they're saying that the Jets are trading Denzel Mims to the Lions. So they're saying it's done. So not sure, what the compensation is. I'm pretty sure it's some type of late round pick or maybe a pass rusher. They got one or two more pass rushers. Um, um, but I like the idea. I like the idea of it. So yeah, yeah. I think he come in and make an impact right away if he ready. I mean, he up against it. You gotta learn to train. You gotta learn the playbook and training camp. But But yeah, it's pretty much done. So, what the rumor is, the Lions get Denzel Mims in the 7th round pick, and the Jets get a 6th round pick. So, I mean, all it cost you was a 6th round pick, rumored, and all it, and you got a 7th and Denzel Mims in return. So he was gonna get cut anyway. And apparently he had to sign off on it for it to be in the cards. So I mean, I like it. I like it. I mean, let's kind of look at his background. I see some of his highlights. Seem to be a big target. I mean, ain't done much. 19 receptions in 2 years. He's from Dangerfield, Texas, went to Baylor, 2nd pick in the 2020 draft, number 59th pick, ran a 4.38, 207 pounds. He said he was drafted by New York Jets in the 2nd round of the 2020 draft, as the 59th overall pick after missing most of training camp due to the hamstring. He was placed on injured reserve September 15, 2020. He was activated October 24th, made his NFL debut week 7 against the Buffalo Bills, had 4 receptions, 42 yards. He missed the team's week 14 game due to personal issues, returned to the team the game after. August 2025, Mims requested trade from the Jets with his agent Ron Slavin, stating that the Jets were not giving Mims a legitimate opportunity to establish himself within the offense. Mims was not traded by New York, played 10 games, 4 starts for the team in 2022, tallied 11 catches for 186 and no touchdowns. And I guess he felt that, he wasn't going to be on the roster, you know, um, or play on the roster. Now, didn't they trade the other guy too? What's the other guy they traded? From Yeah, they traded Elijah Moore too, didn't they? He was somebody else who wasn't happy over there. I think it had a lot to do with the quarterback. He wasn't happy over there either. But people point out Garrett Wilson had a good Eli Moore is now with the Elijah Moore is now with the Cleveland Browns. So he in a great spot as well too. And apparently it just didn't happen for them in New York. Even with Aaron Rodgers coming, you got to understand they was supposed to, I was thinking more Corey Davis they would get rid of. And you think about it, these got people didn't draft them, I don't believe. At least, Rob Salah wasn't the coach yet in 2020, I don't believe. I could be, yeah, maybe he was already. But for the most part, you look at their receivers, I just name them off. Jason, well, they got a rookie, Jason Brown Lee, Urban Charles, Corey Davis. He gonna play. They got in McCole Hardman. They brought in Alec Lazard. So that's 3 really good receivers. And Garrett Wilson, that's 4. So in reality, Aaron Rodgers gonna have his boy Lazard, Garrett Wilson the number 1. Corey Davis got the ability to be a number 1 if he healthy. He really don't kind of see him never healthy. So let's just say Corey Davis, Garrett Wilson, Alex Zard, them the 3 receivers right there. Then you fighting, for a 4th receiver with McCole Hardman. So he figured like, oh man, let me get up out of there. He's 6'3", 25 years old, 207 pounds. And all he asked for is an opportunity. And they had limited quarterback play. And probably a lot of the stuff that Garrett Wilson did was probably underneath and intermediate. And maybe the majority of them was with probably with Mike White at quarterback. His longest catch last year was 36 yards. Well, 60. He had a 60-yarder versus the Vikings. And a 54. So hey, he could have broke off a run or 2. But hey, I like it. Let me know what you girls and guys think, man. I think they needed to add he needed to add so the Lions are sending a conditional 6th-round pick. So yeah, the Lions are sending a hold on. So it's a conditional 6th-round pick for the Jets, 7th rounder in 2025. So apparently It's an additional 6th rounder for the Jets, 7th rounder in 2025. So okay, maybe that's the real deal. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. So they Lions trading the 6th and the 7th in 2025 for him. So that's the real deal. So I mean, like I said before, I like the deal. Can't complain about it. I told y'all they needed another receiver. Brad Holmes didn't want to be a day late, a dollar short anymore. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Like I said, hit the link tree. You can find me everywhere: Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple, Twitter, TikTok, the whole nine. Check out my main channel right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. Peace.